Okay, welcome back to the Semester 1 review for Algebra 2, and we're going to look at models 35 and 36. On example 35 here, we're supposed to solve, and before you get to that stage, you're going to have to put these in standard form. So you can maybe see that I took the 3y over to the left-hand side. And in the equation now down here reads 4x minus 3y equals negative 22. On the next line, the problem is that the x and the y are in the wrong place. So the negative 2x travels to the front and the y goes to the back. So now they're in standard form and everything lines up like it's supposed to start the solving process. All right, so now what we're going to do is try and solve this by elimination. I'm going to try and get a 4x and a negative 4x on the next line. And I'll simply do that by copying the top line. And multiplying the bottom line by 2. When we add these lines, we eliminate the x, and you get negative 1y equals negative 2. Dividing by negative 1 on both sides gives 2. So now I'm going to plug that information into the original equation, the top one that is. And we should be able to solve this once we do that. So this gives 4x minus 6 equals negative 22. Adding 6 to both sides takes us to 4x equals negative 16. And dividing by 4 gives x equals negative 4. So our answer here is x is negative 4 and y is 2. Okay, problem 36. All they ask is how would you start this problem to solve it by substitution? And I've got the answer written out here, but I'm going to illustrate it on this problem here. It says we should find the term that has a variable with a coefficient of either 1 or negative 1. You can see it right there. And solve for that variable. So let's show you how this one works. And I'm not going to do the whole process. I'm just going to do that first step. We copy them side by side. And then we solve for the equation that has either a 1 or a negative 1 in front of the variable. So in this case, we're going to solve for y by simply taking the 6x over. Now, if you were continuing the problem, you would substitute in place of this y here. You would put this expression. And then you'd continue until you found x, and then you'd substitute back on this side. So there's actually two substitutions involved. The first one, you substitute the expression negative 6x plus y in place of this y right here. And then once you solve for x, you'd come back over to the other side and put that value right here where it says x. But the first step is solving for that y value. And that concludes problems 35 and 36.